All right, so everyone, we have a pretty exciting series of questions to go through, but we also love your questions. So feel free to use that Q&A panel to ask us questions. I'll pepper them in as we talk. Also chat in the chat. We love interaction. We're pretty nerdy. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick, super quick lightning round fanfic 101 for folks who are somewhat new to the topic, so that you know what we're talking about. And then we're going to deep dive into the trends, deep end of the pool. So, and we've set it up. We've got one person each answering this fanfic 101. I'm going to start with Kelly. What is fanfic?
Okay. Fan fiction. It is fictional writing written in an amateur capacity as fans, authorized by or unauthorized by, but based on existing works of fiction. So it's amateur stories that fans write about their favorite TV show characters, or even books or movies, video games, you name it. And then you have alt fan fiction, which is just fan fiction set in an alternate universe. So it's putting, say, Luke and Laura from General Hospital into the Supergirl universe, right? Sorry, that was way dated. And uber fiction, which is taking your favorite characters and just putting them in a different timeline or different setting. And that was first coined in the Xena universe, because of the two characters, I guess, hopping in certain episodes, like where they weren't Xena and Gabrielle, they were archaeologists. So that's fanfic.
Great. Thank you. Fantastic. Ray, why fanfic?
Well, there's lots of reasons that people write fanfic. One is that it's free, it's easily accessible. You can go on websites like Archive of Our Own, which someone else will talk about, and you can look up a wide variety of things featuring all kinds of characters and themes for completely free. So young queer kids that might not be out, or older people who might be busy with their jobs. I mean, you can fanfics for everyone, and it's so free and easy to access. Also, it's a great way to find a community. You get to celebrate characters you love and pieces of media you love with other people who enjoy the same thing. There's a lot of love in the fanfic world. If you post a story, you can get people that leave all kinds of comments and kudos and bookmark your story. It's not just a creative endeavor, it's also a community. So
fantastic.
Those are some reasons people might want to enjoy exploring fanfic.
Thanks. All right. So now that we're bought in, Virginia, how do we fanfic?
There's two angles for how to fanfic. One is how to write it, and the other is how to read it. Let's talk with how to read it. A couple of sites were already mentioned. For those who are not familiar with fanfiction at all, if you want to go dip your toe in the waters to see what you might find, you could check out archiveofourown.org. You could check out fanfiction.net, and you can look for the app Wattpad. There's a site that you can visit, but it's a lot easier, I think, to check out the mobile download application. You could also Google. I would not recommend it if you are first dipping your toe in the water to see what you can find. Now, if there's something that you, some content that you really dig, you're a writer and you want to go ahead and test that out, go onto those sites and see if you can find your people in that same genre, check out some of their work, but of course, write your stuff down and share it with your like-minded friends. And if it doesn't make them want to hit you with a stick, then by all means, look into posting on some of these sites. It's a very, very easy world to get involved in, and I have never, ever regretted it.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. So we're going to talk at points in this conversation about ships, and we're going to use ship names. Patrice, give us the details. What's a ship? What's a ship name?
So a ship is basically, it's taking two characters. In this case, we're talking about lesfic. Two women that you're really into, and you want them to basically be in a romantic relationship together. So you're shipping them. It's a relationship basically. And usually what happens is that it'll be two characters who are not in a relationship on the show. There might be chemistry, but there's not an actual relationship. On occasion, you'll find ones that are, but what I've noticed with a lot of fanfic in all the years I've read it, is that most of the time people are writing fanfic about things they're not getting in the show. So you'll have characters who in the show are in this forever love relationship, and you find like 3 fanfic stories or whatever about them. And then you'll have a couple who's not really a couple, and there's 6,000 stories on AO3, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Give us an
and you want some
example of
ship names.
a ship name. So yeah, so they'll
Yeah.
know when they hear it.
No problem. Geez, there's so many. Let's go with Jane Colleen, which is Jacqueline and Jane from The Bold Type. Basically, that's just one. Mulder and Scully from X-Files, Xena and Gabrielle, which we all know. So good.
Give us a confusing ship. I feel like we should mention Clexa here because Clexa is from the 100, right? And actually became Clexicon out of the ship name.
That's true.
Do we have a confusing one, or should we come back?
No, that one, I think that one works. Gosh, I have a bunch, but I'm trying to think of
Freezer
ones-
Burn from Ruby.
Exactly. Oh, I just thought of a good one. Supercore. My bad. I'm so sorry.
Fantastic.
Never heard of it.
Supergirl and Lena, basically Lena Luthor. So that's Supercore. And one of my favorites was Kara and wow, why am I blanking?
Cat Grant,
Yes, Cat Grant.
Super
So,
Cat.
and they used to call them Super Cat, which is a great name, by the way. I love that.
Fantastic. All right, excellent. So now you all have the sense of ship names. Perfect. And then lastly, because someone's going to use this word within the next 20 minutes, Tegan, will you please tell us what a trope is?
Absolutely. It will probably be me because I love tropes. So a trope is a commonly recurring literary theme. So like friends to lovers, enemies to lovers, fake relationship, something like that. A lot of folks see tropes as a cliche, but it's really just a good shorthand to describe the stories you like to read or the stories you don't like to read. So you know what to seek out or what to avoid if you don't like them.
Excellent. All right, thank you. So I'm going to link in the chat. This is a dictionary that I'm forgetting who provided it from this panel, but thank you, Virginia, maybe. Oh, Kelly, yes, fantastic. So this is a
Really
dictionary.
Good. It's so helpful.
Yeah, scroll down a little bit because there's ads, but then you'll see a ton of terms with descriptions of the terms. So if we're saying something a lot and you don't know what we're talking about, feel free to look it up. Also, you can ask us questions at any point. But now we're going to start to move into the deep questions. All right, so, well, this is the warm-up deep question. Okay, so fanfic is often much better about inclusivity than mainstream or lesfic media. In terms of a wide variety of inclusivity, certainly, we could talk about gender and race, but we're also talking about body size diversity, disability, neurodiversity, religious and ethnic diversity, et cetera. What is an example that you love from fanfic to kind of get people thinking about this?
I got one. In the Sylvana fandom, which is based on the video game World of Warcraft, there's a character called Jaina Proudmoore. She is the best mage on Azeroth, which is the planet this takes place on. And basically everyone in the fandom agrees that she is thick. She's fat. She's not skinny like they make her in the game, because thick guys save lives. And for me, I'm overweight. It's really validating to write her that way myself. So.
Fantastic. All right, what else?
So I really like to see a lot of fanfic involves trans characters, which is really nice. And it's something that sapphic fiction really is lacking. In fact, Tara Scott talked about on this week's Queerly Recommended how there's not enough trans characters in women loving women fiction. And I think you can find that a lot in fanfic. I know I've seen a lot in WayHot. They like to make a trans Nicole, which I think is a great way of including trans characters. And they do, and also a side note, Catadora, they oftentimes write Catra as a Latinx character, which is really nice. So I think that you find a lot more of that inclusivity there in fanfic. I think fanfic authors take that leap more often than sapphic fiction authors.